Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin and welcome to another Blu-ray collection update video. And this one is the Kino Lorber update. Again, I don't have a lot of titles. It's a shame Kino Lorber are having a December sale at the moment, where some of the titles are down to $5.99 and $7.99 for Blu-rays, but they don't ship to the United Kingdom, which is a bit of a shame, or is actually quite good because I'd probably spend more money. So this is just a few, well, that's all of my titles, Kino Lorber. They kind of do lots of noirs that are kind of been forgotten about, and kind of westerns that haven't been forgotten about, and also kind of studio pictures from the 80s. So it's a kind of interesting mix of titles. So I'm just going to go through them alphabetically. Again, this will be a nice short video for you. Starting off with Cop with James Woods. If you remember back in the 80s, James Woods was pretty big, and this is another fantastic performance by him as a cop. And it has a fantastic ending as well. Cop. The next one is one of my favourite blaxploitation. It's Cotton Comes to Harlem, which is a great wee film. Next is one of my guilty pleasures. It's Deep Rising, and this is the 25th. It's the 30-year anniversary. No, it's not. It's the 20-year anniversary. What I'm talking about. Time flies, but not that much. And it's got a lot of lovely extras. I mean, this is hokum of the highest order. It's by Stephen Sommers, who would go on to greater fame doing The Mummy. He did actually plan to do a sequel, but it never happened. Probably just as well. Deep Rising with Treat Williams and Famke Janssen. It's fantastic. The next one is another personal favourite. It's How I Won the War, with Richard Lester. Again, I did a random review of this. It's one of my favourite, well, anti-war films really. With John Lennon and Roy Kinnear and Michael Hordern. That's fantastic. And obviously the character who continually says, "I die in North Africa." Not for everybody's taste, but it's fantastic. The next one, Irma la Douche by Billy Wilder, because you just can't have enough Billy Wilder. The next one is one of my favourite little noirs, is I Wake Up Screaming with Betty Grable and Victor Mature. It's a fantastic little creepy, nasty little film noir. The next one is one of the films that I put in my if only it would get a Blu-ray release, and voila, it's got a Blu-ray release. Made for Each Other with Carol Lombard and James Stewart. It's kind of the great Carol Lombard film that not everybody's heard about, because it kind of starts as a light comedy and then quickly descends into tragedy, and it's a fantastic film. It's a kind of a glimpse of what she might have been as far as going into more drama if she hadn't tragically died. And with a lot of these releases of their classic films, they do have quite nice commentaries. The next one is a western, A Man Alone. It's a relatively new release. Obviously I'm a Ray Milland fan, and I didn't actually realise they directed this. Plus it's got Lee Van Cleef. Can't argue with Lee Van Cleef. Next one is Mr. Destiny. Again, this is a guilty pleasure with James Belushi and Michael Caine. Again, it's what would you do if your life was completely different. It's cheesy, it's fun, and it's 80s. The next one is another Carol Lombard, Nothing Sacred. Kino Lorber did have another Blu-ray release of this, but this is a far superior print. It's been cleaned up a lot better than the other Kino Lorber previous release. And it's a great film, and Carol Lombard's on top form, even though I'm biased. The next one is another Jim Belushi 80s. Remember when Jim Belushi was big in the 80s? This is Taking Care of Business with Charles Grodin, or Filofax as it was often known as. Remember Filofaxes? They were kind of like mobile phones but paper. And again, this is another swapping lives. It's kind of like trading places essentially. Charles Grodin's fantastic as uptight Charles Grodin. Again, it's not a great film, but it's cheesy 80s fun. And a nice double bill with Mr. Destiny, strangely enough. The next one, which I already have on Blu-ray, but this is an anniversary edition of the Taken Pelham 1, 2, 3. And I think this is actually a better print than the Region B version. And it's got new interviews, new commentaries, and I mean, it's one of my favourite films of all time. It's one of the best films of all time, and it's one of those films that is cursed with a dreadful remake. And the next one is Sybil Danning's They're Playing with Fire, which is a bizarre little film. It kind of starts off as a, sex comedy with high school kid or college kid seduced by statuesque Sybil Danning, but then it kind of turns into a giallo, and then it turns into a slasher, and then it's a strange little film. I wouldn't say sell your house to get a copy, but if it's going cheap, it's an interesting little film. It almost can't make up its mind what it wants to be. And finally, Witness to Murder, because strange enough, I'm a great George Sanders fan as well, and this is a really nice little noir. And again, I did a random review on this as well. So that's my small Kino Lorber collection. And if they did post to the UK, it would probably be a lot larger. If you are in the UK and you want some Kino Lorbers, you can buy them through Amazon. There's a few sellers on there that buy them, so you can kind of pick them up. But obviously they're usually between like £13 and £17 plus postage. Whereas in America, like I said, during December they're going for like $7 or $6. So thank you very much for watching. Again, let me know in the comments which ones of these you've seen, which ones you like, and which Kino Lorber titles I should try and track down. So thank you very much for watching another Blu-ray collection update. This is Solitary Rowan saying farewell.